Welcome back, folks, to the finale of Mega Man 8 here on the Heavy Bass channel. Last time we defeated the Robot Masters. Now, prime ourselves ready. We are fully charged and ready to go. This is it. This is the final encounter with Wily. And of course, as usual, it's Wily Machine number... Where's this? Haha! Gotcha! You're trapped, Mega Man! Trapped inside this enormous bath. Yeah, this weird concoction is Wily Machine number 8. And obviously, he built it with the evil energy. So, obviously, now he's going to finish him off. But of course, as he tries to fire off his big Mega Cannon, Duo stops him. And basically destroys his Mega Cannon. But then he visibly exhausts himself trying to... Look out! And then while he comes back, he's very angry. Curse you, whoever the fuck you are. It seems that robot can't move anymore. Now defeat both of you. Before he does that, though, Proto Man comes in. I'll take care of this robot. Proto Man? Thank you. And since Duo's out of the way, it's now time for the final battle. Wily! You must be stopped. Fool! Silence, fool! You can't destroy me! I'm the villain! You can easily tell where this is bloody going, right? Anyway, as I mentioned before, how to defeat Wily is simple. Water balloon. No, I'm not kidding. It's the same pattern as it was before, and perhaps in many, many other Wily games, was apparent and very simple. Use the crappiest weapon you can get, hit him with that crap weapon, hit him right where he was, and that's basically that. Seriously, it's like he's not learned from frickin' Mega Man 7. See, I think what they did learn is that the sprite limitation was the hard factor of the game. I can't blame it, to be honest. Seriously, that is how it is done. But of course, Mega Man has lost a bit of energy. We're about nearly depleted. We get to have this replenishing final encounter back from Mega Man 7 again, the Flying Saucer. Now, what you're supposed to do is when you reach this close territory, essentially you are supposed to use the Flame Sword. But most people don't do this. People tend to do this instead. Use the Flash Bomb. Flash Bomb doesn't do the effective damage, but it does. On the other hand, effectively does offer a bit of a buff insurance. This is not threatening at all. This is not as worse. Although the homing attacks are still there, and they're still bad, might I add as well. They're just not as threatening as they once were. If you've played this Mega Man 7 fight before, then you know how bad it is. But if you are running out of health, and trust me, you should be, this is why the Rush Medic was basically there. Gather things up, heal, get as much as you can. Take a break if you have to. Now, with that out of the way, we get to finish off the boss. And of course, we're going to be using our Flash Bomb to do it. If Wily's too high, use the Flash Bomb. If Wily's at the right height, use the Flame Sword. Flame Sword is the final form's weakness. It's weird to say this because in 9, an interesting weapon is the weakness for Wily, but it's impractical, as it were. So you just want to take advantage as much as you can, really. Get Wily down to his low healths, and then that will be all. And then combine Flame Sword and Flash Bomb to defeat Wily for good. Pretty much get this down. Just remember to combine the two weapons. Don't be afraid to mix it up a bit if you have to. Some people will just keep Flash Bomb here because it's still the practically most useful weapon here. I'm just showing that you cannot rely on just one weapon. You can rely on multiple weapons, but there is that. Calm yourself down, and everything will be fine. Everything will be fine. All you have to do is make sure Wily is hit at the appropriate level. Now, I believe this is the final blow coming up. We're going to do it in style with the flame. So there it is. Wily is defeated. and the game is over, practically. Of course, Wily assumes the position of begging for his life. Sorry, I was wrong, please forgive me. But then, you know, usual happens. That's the same old apology, Wily. Over and over again. Except this time, the evil energy decides to make an appearance. Like, hey, bitch, how's it going? It's like, ah! And that's that.
This is not good. He's been affected by the evil energy. He will die soon. If your mind is not completely taken by the evil, you'll be saved. Mega Man, I can see into your mind. You have been working so hard for justice. With your help, this planet will survive.
What happened, Mega Man?
He's going to be okay. He will regain consciousness soon. My job is done. I must go. I'll leave Mega Man up to you. But there's one more thing. I have a favor to ask.
Wake up! Wake up, Mega Man! Roll! Mega Man, you're okay! Am I alive?
Yes, you are. Duo saved you.
Duo.
Duo is gone.
Proto Man.
Mega Man, I have a message to give you from Duo.
From Duo? What is it?
He said, thank you.
Duo? Me too. Thank you, Duo.
And so concludes Mega Man 8. Basically, this was the fun factor. This was the Dr. Wily prize. These were 6 this was 6 fan submissions that would actually end up becoming actual bosses. The only time fan submission, surprisingly, as I learned, has actually been there since Mega Man 2. So they made some base concepts basically for a sword, for a katana man, a character with long arms, and what was the other concept? A two-headed robot template, which actually would have been more fun. Tengu Man and Astro Man were not involved in this contest because they were actually designed by Capcom themselves. The other 6 were basically designed and credited, as you can see here, as the bosses there. The interesting thing, there were 2 non-Nintendo, so 2 non-Japanese winners, and this was Mega Man 6. In particular, Michael Leader, who designed Windman, and of course the more famous winner of that one, Daniel Valley, who designed Nightman. This just goes on. Basically, it was the last of the contest winners because, of course, they couldn't afford this shit anymore, and thus would lead to the 10-year absence of Mega Man. Well, technically, there was actually an 8.5, which we're probably gonna do next, and that's Mega Man and Bass. Since, of course, I probably mentioned before, the game was particularly designed around one character who was seldomly seen, that was, of course, Bass. Mega Man, it turns out to be one of the hardest games in this, and now I'm gonna go on to my final thoughts of Mega Man 8. The game is average to good, but only if you play through the 8 levels, do the tower. The Wily Tower is just bad. It's probably worse than, say, Mega Man 5's Wily Fortress, and not as bad as 6, but it is down there. I think most of us can universally agree the first game has not pleasantly aged well. No, even I can agree the first game has not aged particularly well. And this is me particularly saying that the fifth game is people's universally worse. The 6th one is one of my hated designs because it's a soulless game. It's just a game that just goes through the motions. And if a game goes through the motions, it's just bad. Because there's no life, no soul and shit. So, my revised order now is basically from the lower parts to the upper parts, is that it's 6 is still the worst. 1's worse. 5's worse. 8's above all that. It's basically the best above the worst. It's the best of the worst. And I'm saying that 7 is higher than that because of the Super Nintendo-esque platforming and stuff. But there are other good Mega Mans, for instance, which I haven't covered yet. 4 is still amongst the higher ratings. 3 is probably higher than that. 2 is everyone's universal favorite game, even though I think it's a glitchy piece of shit. And it's basically cheapened because, well, one weapon is stupidly powerful than the rest, and thank God they only managed to do so. Oh, and by the way, before I begin mentioning all these stuff that you see there, they're all the best of the designs that didn't make it. So they just thank all the people that designed over the years. Incidentally, they stopped doing this contest right after this game came out. So anything for Robot Master related from this point forward would no longer be designed by the fans, but rather by Capcom themselves. And some of the other characters that didn't make it, well, there's those. So, I'm pretty much just happy just to continue on where this just leads off, really. There's some cool options, but most of it is just... yeah, which is ironic, because this will be the last time you ever see Mega Man in this form for 10 years, until the 2008 revival. With Mega Man 9. But there was one game before that. It's officially counted as canon by Capcom as of number 9. When we return to Mega Man eventually, we are going to be playing Mega Man and Bass, or Rockman and Forte. See you guys then for that when it eventually comes out. Not sure what I'm going to do from now, but thank you for watching, everybody. See you all next game.